Hello, Dennis Moland here. Tutorial 4 of our fractional sections course. And as we've gone through this, you've seen a lot of what might seem complicated. It is. Might seem, oh, that's unique, I'll never see that. You might be surprised. And that's why we've put together this course to try to help us fill that gap. It was certainly something I needed earlier in my career to understand these things. So let's talk about this tutorial here. We have a different set of objectives, or just one objective I should say, and that is now we're going to see how fractional sections in a completion survey are to be subdivided. What you and I looked at previously, we did talk a little bit about subdivision of those, but now we're going to see some other complexities that come along with it. So that's our goal here. That's what we want to do in this, this last portion of the subdivision of fractional sections course. You will recall this slide where I showed you, and this was for definition purposes and to outline a couple of things. The first survey that was done and approved, that's 1878, it says, so that was the original, and then this was 1893, so this is an extension survey, and then I believe the date it's cut off here, I believe the date was 1901 or 2, where they did the completion survey. So we still have that same relationship. We learned in the previous portion of the course that cross-hatching indicates where the junior-senior takes place. You can have double corners, you can have, so therefore offsets, and all of this is because when they did the last survey, or the most recent survey, they were trying to maintain rectangularity, which we defined, and they were trying to create as many aliquot parts as possible, which we discussed. So that's what this slide was about, and so we're just looking at that to bring us back up to speed on this topic. So now here's that same township without my words on it, and you don't have to read the numbers. Don't panic over that because that's not really relevant to this. What's relevant is that we're looking at this and we're seeing, all right, Dennis talked about fractional sections up against land grants and water bodies and all this stuff. Now we moved on and saw fractional sections in other odd places, but what we talked about was the subdivision of those sections that were normal sections usually, or they might have been fractional, but they didn't have some of the weird stuff that completions have. And so where we're going in this last one, really, and that objective is, we're going to see how to subdivide sections that were actually in the completion and see the oddities that are in here. Now, just without any, zooming in yet or anything, you can tell, man, there's lotting in all kinds of places. Lotting down here, lotting over here and down the east side. And then there's other places where there's no lotting, so it's almost, well, that's kind of weird, isn't it? And so overall, we're just looking at this and saying, hey, something's different here.